In a bustling city in the heart of America, where ambition and struggle are intertwined, Thomas Harper, a young black lawyer, had earned a reputation for both his legal brilliance and his unshakable integrity. Raised in the city's tougher neighborhoods, he knew firsthand how the system could either uplift or crush dreams, depending on the color of your skin. One crisp autumn morning, Thomas was on his way to work. Suit pressed, briefcase in hand, preparing for a pivotal case he'd been working on for months. The case involving a local businessman accused of exploiting the city's most vulnerable population was going to be a make-or-break moment in his career. As he walked down a city street, he caught a glimpse of an older woman, her features hardened by years in uniform, a police officer approaching him. "Excuse me, sir," she called out, blocking his path. "Can I see your ID?" Thomas stood still for a moment, taken aback. He was dressed in his finest suit, and this encounter felt out of place. "Is there a problem, officer?" he asked, trying to maintain his composure. "You fit the description of someone we're looking for," she responded coldly, her hand resting casually on the handle of her holstered gun. "I need to confirm your identity." "Officer, I'm just going to work," Thomas replied, his voice steady, but his mind racing. He had been stopped by the police before, but this felt different. There was a palpable sense of suspicion in her eyes, something deeper than just routine procedure. The officer, seemingly uninterested in hearing him out, stepped closer. "I'm going to need to search you," she said, her tone carrying an undertone of authority, as if she expected him to comply without question. Thomas knew he could protest, but something in her demeanor told him that this wouldn't be a normal interaction. Instead, he made a quick decision. "You don't need to search me. I'm Thomas Harper, an attorney with Winthrop and Associates. I'll show you my ID." At that moment, the officer's eyes flickered with a brief moment of recognition, but then she quickly masked it with a sneer. "You think because you're a lawyer, you can talk your way out of this?" The situation was escalating rapidly, and Thomas could feel the tension building. But he wasn't about to back down. "I'm not trying to talk my way out of anything. But you are infringing on my rights, and I suggest we handle this properly." The officer's grip on her radio tightened. "I'll have you detained for questioning." "Don't make me—" Just then, Thomas reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a small card, his bar association credentials. He held it up, his hand firm but calm. "I am a licensed attorney, and I am fully aware of my rights under the law." The officer's expression froze, her hand lingering on the radio, unsure of how to proceed. For a moment, there was only silence, broken by the distant hum of the city. Thomas held her gaze, unwavering. The officer's suspicion was palpable, but so was his resolve. He wasn't going to let her take his rights away. Not today. Finally, the officer took a step back, her gaze lingering on the credentials. "I didn't know you were a lawyer," she muttered under her breath, frustration evident. Without another word, she turned and walked away, her footsteps echoing in the cold morning air. As she walked off, Thomas stood still for a moment, processing what had just happened. It was more than just an encounter with a police officer. It was a